Hey guys, Ben, the Outdoors Air Gunner, out here today, and it's time for another Versus video. Today we're going to be putting the Gauntlet 22 cal up against the Air Arms Ultimate Sporter XS. This is of course, both of them are regulated, both of them are 22 cal, but this is probably a little bit of an unfair comparison because we're comparing a $1,500 rifle against a $300 rifle. Now I know a lot of you might be thinking I'm crazy, right? But the point of this video is just to show you guys on some basic stats, really, that there's actually not a whole lot of difference, just numbers wise, between the two rifles. So both of them with that regulator get a super high shot count. Both of them with that regulator can be very accurate and consistent. And, you know, other than maybe some fit and finish differences, it's hard to, on paper, really tell the difference between the two rifles. And that's why I think this is going to be a cool comparison. So stay tuned, guys. We're putting a super high dollar rifle against a super affordable rifle, and let's see who comes out on top. Check it out. All right, guys. I've got my Air Arms here, and I've got my scale. And the first thing we like to do in these videos is go ahead and get a weight on both guns, see how they compare as far as, you know, what they'd be like to carry out in the field. And I can tell you that, you know, this Air Arms with this big old hawk scope and the bipod on it and everything, it's got some heft to it. So I don't think there's really going to be a whole lot of difference here, but we're going to go ahead and see which one comes out the winner in the weight category. And here we go. You guys can see we're at 0 pounds. Let's go ahead and see what the Air Arms comes out for us. All right, there it is. 11.8 pounds. That's definitely got some heft to it. 11.8 pounds. Wow, that's almost 12-pound rifle. Now let's see how the Gauntlet comes out for us. Both of these rifles, like I say, they both have bipods. Both of them have big old hawk scopes on them. So I don't think anyone has a disadvantage really there, an unfair advantage, because they're both kitted out just how I'd like them to be, bipod and a hawk scope. So let's go ahead and see what the Gauntlet comes up to. All right, you can see I'm at 0 pounds right now. $11.8 pounds. Wow. So we actually have an exact tie. Look at that. 11.8 pounds. That's no joke, you guys. You saw it with your own eyes. So spending all that additional cash is definitely not going to get you any lighter weight rifle. When I picked up the Gauntlet, I thought maybe it was a little bit lighter than the Air Arms, but both of them, yeah, same exact weight. 11.8 pounds, 11.8 pounds. So they don't have the exact same scopes and exact same bipods, so I mean, that might change the results just a little bit, but come on, guys. That's pretty uncanny to get them both exactly the same weight. So we're going to call that an even tie between the two. No clear winner there. We're going to run through a couple of little things here on the Air Arms, subtle differences between the two rifles. And one is, of course, right here on the Air Arms, we have a power adjuster. Now, normally, I like to use this on the second level down. As far as power goes, if you crank it all the way up, sure, you might get a few more feet per second, but I've really noticed that there's a lot better accuracy with it on that second from the top. Not second from the bottom as far as power, but second from the top, highest power setting. You just take it one notch down from that and you get a lot better accuracy with it. Of course, this Air Arms has the side lever rather than a bolt action like the Gauntlet has. And I've said in plenty of my videos that, man, the action on these Air Arms is just like butter. It's super easy to operate. It's very quiet, very easy, just buttery smooth. I mean, that's really the best way I can think to describe it. They both have shrouded barrels, and as far as loudness is concerned, I mean, I don't really think there's a clear winner as far as which one's louder or quieter. I mean, I think they're both pretty dang close as far as that goes. Now, you know, like I say, with that side lever, this definitely, to me, sort of in the operation standpoint, wins that category. Also, we've got a solid stock. I think this is like a wood stock underneath here that's got this black sort of laminate on top. It's sort of rubberized. It's just, it feels really nice. You know, you're definitely getting what you pay for there as far as just the feel and the fit and finish on that stock. And of course, they both have the adjustable cheek riser there, so no winner on that. The Air Arms does have an adjustable length of pole as far as you can move this butt piece in or out here and adjust it in both the cheek and the length of pole there. So that, you know, that gives it a little bit more adjustability. So I guess just that's about it, you know, kind of running over the features of the guns. They're both getting about the same number of shots per fill. I mean, the Air Arms there, you know, being adjustable, I could adjust that power like way down, and I could probably even get more shots than what this Gauntlet's able to do. But, you know, at a similar power setting, they're really more or less like the same, you know, number of shots. I mean, I'd say you're getting somewhere between 70 to 80 really good usable shots per fill. I mean, and that's more than enough to, you know, go out and do some hunting or do some target practice. Really good there. So next thing we're going to go ahead and do for you guys is I'm going to get out the chronograph, and we're going to shoot both of them over the chrony and kind of get you guys an idea of sort of what numbers they're putting out, which one's got the better power, foot-pounds, that sort of thing. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and test 75-yard accuracy on both of them and see how they're shooting for 75 yards. Also, you'll have to pardon my dog barking in the background. A lot of background noise going on today. But anyways, guys, stay tuned, and we'll do those two things next. Okay, guys, so the Air Arms is up first. Let's go ahead and get some chrony numbers with the Air Arms, see how it's doing for velocity. We're shooting the JSB. Actually, these are the Air Arms 18 grain pellets, so they're the same thing as JSB, but we'll use these Air Arms 18 grains for both of them on the velocity here today. 874, 857, 902. Wow, we're getting quite a spread here, actually. 875. 909. 871. 876. And that was just air. All right, so that was 7 shots over the chrony with the Air Arms, and most of them were kind of in that 870s, 900 sort of a range. Let's go ahead and get out the Gauntlet, see how it does. All right, now here's the Gauntlet. We're going to do 7 shots with this. 828. 837. 840. 816. 819. Oh, I'm like, what happened here? It's because I got my mag stuck. This magazine's got issues. All right. And it's not the magazine's fault, it's my fault. I kind of broke it. All right, so here we go. Here's shot 6. Oh, another duplicate at 819. And 814. All right, so Crony never lies. Well, maybe it does. Sometimes it gives me giving me errors, but no errors today. Thank you, Crony. But according to the Crony, of course, the Gauntlet is just a little bit less velocity than the air arms. You know, I'll have to go back and take another look at those numbers and take a look at the tape there, but I think that perhaps the Gauntlet showed just maybe slightly better consistency as far as, I mean, I didn't have any duplicates with the air arms, but I did have those couple of duplicate shots there with the Gauntlet. So kind of no clear winner there in my mind. You know, I mean, the air arms is just maybe that much more powerful, but Gauntlet's at least just as consistent. So gosh, you know, there's not, like I say, not a real super clear winner on that yet. Let's go ahead and let's just grab the Gauntlet. So I can kind of run through with you guys a couple of the, you know, the little sort of differences here. You know, I just went over with you on the air arms, you know, kind of about the stock and the fit and finish. To me, Gauntlet's obviously a little more hollow sounding. You know, with the bolt action here, you do kind of have to, I wouldn't say fight the bolt, but, you know, you definitely have to very deliberately pull that bolt back and forward again, whereas with that side lever on the air arms, just buttery smooth. And of course, it's got this kind of clunky bottle up front here, and there was no way on the factory setup to mount the bipod, so I had to do a custom bipod mount there. If you guys want to know how to do that, I've got another video actually where I was shooting the 25 cal Gauntlet, and I went over my process there for mounting that bipod. It's really pretty simple, but it's something that you got to, you know, sort of got to drill a hole in there, get a custom part, mount it yourself. Where, you know, with the air arms, there's just the included swivel stud that actually works really good for mounting that bipod. So, you know, it's got that kind of going for it there. But I mean, I don't think the Gauntlet's an ugly gun, or, you know, nothing really too bad with that stock. But I mean, the feel is a lot more plasticky. But I mean, like I say, we're comparing $1,500 to $300. You know, and as far as that goes, $1,200 difference. I mean, I'm not really seeing it, you know, in the just the shootability or the quality of the way the rifle feels in your hand. I mean, it's definitely, you know, that air arms has an edge on it, but you know, it's a subtle edge. And that's it for the Crony section. Let's go ahead and jump right into the accuracy section. We're going to shoot both of these at 75 yards. I'm going to shoot a set of 16 targets, and we'll see which one does better for us. Check it out. So on this first shot, I'm actually going to just use this kind of as a sighter. I don't have any sighting targets on that, so I'm just going to see where this hits, just so I know where to hold for the rest of them. All right. So you'll have to excuse that first shot. Just sort of wipe that out of your mind. I needed to remind myself where I had this thing sighted in for the 75 yards, and now I've got it, so here we go. Of course, now my point of impact completely changed on the second shot. I don't know what the heck that was all about. There we go. Man, that one went way up. There it is. All right, so that's my first run through here of 16. I'm going to do the next one now. All right, well, I went through twice, 16 shots each time. That's a total of 32 shots. And, you know, I guess if we take out 5 of those shots, maybe take out the 5 worst, you know, that's doing pretty good. When I shot the air arms here, 75 yards, just a few minutes back, there was like zero wind or breeze at all. And right now, the breeze is sort of picking up intermittently, and I want to make this as fair of a comparison as possible, so I am really going to try and just shoot through these targets as quick as possible so that we can, like I say, have a decent comparison here of how these two rifles do out at 75 yards. Now, the reason why I'm shooting them at 75 instead of, you know, something like 35, 40, 50, something like that, is because I know at those distances you really would not be able to tell the difference at all. But I'm thinking that push it out to 75 yards and you're probably going to start to see, you know, maybe one or the other do a little bit better. So here we go. That's it for the talking. Let's get shooting. Gauntlet 22 cal versus Air Arms 22 cal. Two really awesome regulated rifles. And here we go. All right, well, there you have it, guys. I think that pretty much speaks for itself. You know, you take it out to 75 yards and you are definitely going to start to notice the difference between a stock $300 rifle and a stock $1,500 rifle. Definitely, once it comes down to that 75-yard accuracy, you really start to see what you're paying for when you spend that extra $1,200. It's definitely a lot better accuracy. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a few more shots, just so we can, just for my own knowledge, I can know Really, this thing is not quite as consistent as that Air Arms. So I'm going to go ahead and do those, and then we'll get back together over there and we'll wrap this video up. There it is. Let's go ahead and head on down there and we'll compare these targets and wrap this video up. Okay guys, so here it is. Air Arms target, Gauntlet target. Now I know this one kind of looks very different for a couple reasons. One, because some of these targets on here actually didn't even really get hit. Like this one got the corner, this one barely got the corner. These two are totally untouched. And that's just because, I mean, the Gauntlet, let's be honest, it's not quite as consistent as something like a $1,500 Air Arms rifle is going to be. Don't kid yourself, guys. There's a difference that you're paying for there. The Air Arms target, hey puppy. What I did on this was I actually shot, one shot at each of these all the way down. And then I went back through them, one shot again on each of these. So like this one here, this is like the one major flyer that I had. That was a sighting shot, so ignore that one. And over here, that was another kind of major flyer. But other than that, guys, I mean, they were all in like the 8 or the 9 ring there. I mean, very consistent. Couple times I had shots literally go 2 shots through the same hole. Here was 2 shots through the same hole. Pretty doggone good. I mean, you kind of can't kid yourself. That is some pretty good 75-yard shooting. Now, set that aside for a moment here. Now, because on the Gauntlet, because what was happening is, like I say, I was going through the targets. I thought I'd do the same thing, put one on each target. But then I had things like this happen, things like that happen, like this happen, and this happen, where on this one, I was aiming at this target here, and it hit way over here. This one didn't get hit at all. I'm assuming it probably hit somewhere off to the left there. Things like this were happening. I think this shot here was when I was aiming at this target. These 2 shots, I was probably aiming at this target, kind of trying to see where in the heck am I hitting here. So what I went ahead and did there was I went and I finished off the magazine I had here on this one, and then I loaded up a fresh magazine and put all 10 shots into that one. And that kind of gives you a better idea of kind of really how the thing can group. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we got in about like, I'd say on average maybe a 2-inch group there at 75 yards. But then, funky weird things will happen. Like you get flyer type shots where you're aiming here and it lands way the heck out over there. Just funky inconsistencies, I mean, that could have been a bad pellet, but it was happening too often for me to have had that many bad pellets. It's not like I'm playing hockey with the tin of pellets before I come out here and do shooting. I do my due diligence to, not bang them around too much in the tin and try and keep them nice, because I know that if I bend a skirt, they're not going to work as well. So I try to keep the pellets good, try to make sure as I'm loading them in the magazines that I'm not loading any that I can visibly see have deformations or bent skirts. So I'm really trying to be fair. When I started to shoot this Gauntlet group, the breeze had picked up a little bit, but then while I was shooting, it just died right back off again, and we've literally got almost no wind, maybe 1 mile an hour little breeze every now and then, but right now it's like just about as calm as you can really ask for. So, in a lot of them other categories, we didn't really have too clear of a winner, but I'm going to say that as far as in the accuracy category, when you try to stretch it out to 75 yards, that's when the Air Arms starts to pull away and claim that victory. If I'd have been shooting at 50 yards, you know, it would have been a heck of a lot harder to tell the difference between these two guys here. But that's it. You know, we've got Gauntlet 22 cal, regulated, high shot count, super affordable. We've got Air Arms 22 cal, regulated, super accurate, super consistent, maybe not so affordable for some folks. And that's really where the difference lies. So, I mean, to me, there's kind of no clear winner here today. You know, I'm going to call this one a draw because, you know, if you've got the extra cash and you want something that's just that much better, get the Air Arms. You know, if you want to get started shooting and you want a really awesome rifle for your money, get the Gauntlet. You know, if you don't have $1,500 to spend, you're really not going to notice too big of a difference between that extra money and then the Gauntlet is an awesome rifle. So I kind of hate to do that because this series, it's called a Versus series, and we're trying to find out who wins, and we're trying to figure out which gun is the best. But you know what, guys? In this case, there really is no clear winner, so I have to call it a draw. And I guess that's it for this video. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel. We're going to have more of these types of videos coming out soon for you guys. And you know what? Until that next video, I'm Ben, the Outdoors Air Gunner, out here having a whole lot of fun with my air guns, and I'll see you guys next time.